Move on to Fulham now. Ed, I'm sure you're aware I'm a bit of a stats buff. I have one stat for you. Fulham are 1 for 4 on penalties this season in the Premier League. It makes Lookman's miss look not that bad.
Yeah, I think maybe if Mitrovic had been fit and firing, their record would be slightly better because
He missed
Lookman,
too.
Lookman, true, but Lookman and Ivan Cavallero, both of whom missed. Although Cavallero did score against Leicester, they are not the Fulham's primary penalty taker. But anyway, why are you focusing on? You talk about Lookman, you're focusing on the negatives. Let's talk about the positives. You're
Well, you
focusing on
can't
that.
you can't see him do anything without thinking about that penalty miss. It's going to plague him for the next 3 seasons at least, no matter what he does.
I would have agreed with you if he hadn't responded in such style. But Lookman in his last 2 games has contributed as many goals as Mahrez did in his previous 12 games before that Burnley match. He got an assist against Everton as Fulham fell to a 3-2 defeat against his former club. And then he scored the opening goal after some sensational work from Zambo Anguissa as Fulham defeated Leicester. Their second win of the season and out of the relegation zone. And I think you have to give credit to the Fulham defence, Scott Parker's work with this team, but also his faith in Lookman and Lookman's bounce back ability after that horror performance against West Ham United. Because Leicester players, shoulders would have gone down, attitude wouldn't have been right, they'd have dwelt on that, but he's rolled his socks up and is performing better than ever.
When I saw the transfer that he was going to a Premier League team on loan, I really didn't think it was right for him, especially a team that just clawed its way back like Fulham. I really didn't think he would be getting this much attention and this many chances to right his wrongs. So I was surprised to see him starting early in the season when he missed the penalty or maybe he wasn't firing earlier in the season. I think he might have lost his chance. But I don't know whether it's his skill or Scott Parker's desperation that he's still playing an integral role in this team.
What do you mean? Listen to the emotion behind that. What do you mean Scott Parker's desperation? He wanted to play on the counter-attack. He needed fast, incisive players to do that against the Leicester team. He knew.
Well, you have to remember, he had like less than 10 professional matches before this period. I have to think.
What do you mean?
Like, he didn't get that much playtime at Everton. He didn't play at all at Leipzig, basically. And then he's thrown into
more than 10 games. He's played much more than 10 games. What do you mean? He's not wet behind the ears anymore. He's in his early 20s now. It is his time to shine in the Premier League. I was like you. I wasn't sure that Fulham was the right move for him. I remember seeing Jean Serry completely throw his career away at Fulham after moving from Nice. And I feared that if they were getting battered each week and if they weren't able to control games, that he might not get the opportunity. But he's answering the critics. And I think that penalty miss, you're talking about it, is the horror moment we'll always see. I think it could be the turning point. It could be the moment when he really became mature and started to take responsibility and started to take better decisions. And Parker stuck with him. And imagine what that will mean for him to have overcome that obstacle in his career, to have overcome that miserable moment and to have made it a launch pad for bigger and better things.
I think it might get forgotten if they get relegated.
Perhaps. I think if they're relegated by 1 point, I think we'll be talking about it for decades. But I'm much more confident about Fulham's chances now. I really like Ola Aina. I like Adarabio as well. There's a real African seam in that team. Parker's getting a lot out of players who have never been at this level before. And also Zambo Anguissa. I mean, he was on loan at Villarreal last season, linked to Real Madrid. And I love midfielders who contribute both defensively and offensively because they make everyone around them better. They protect the defence and they can get the most out of the strikers. And Zambo Anguissa is really proving to be this kind of all-round midfielder. He's protecting those behind him. But as we saw from that sensational assist for Lookman's opening goal, he's also very capable of contributing at the other end as well.
You talked about the Zambo Anguissa assist to Lookman. It was an all-African goal, especially for the celebration, wasn't it?
Yes, Lookman paying tribute to the late Papa Bouba Diop, who we're going to talk about later, by holding up his Senegal shirt with number 19 on. It was a poignant moment. I'd love to know whether that was just Lookman's choice to have done that celebration or whether it was pre-planned by Fulham to honour one of their former players and whoever had scored would have celebrated like that. I like to think that it was Lookman and his self-awareness, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to think so, but we don't really see the Nigerian Senegalese connection too often. I was kind of thinking, like, what's the link there? So when you brought up Fulham, I might have thought that it might have been orchestrated by them, and they gave it to the one African attacker they have.
I don't know. I wonder if Mitrovic had scored the opening goal. I mean, he wasn't a bit fine, but if he'd scored, would he have also held up Abuba Diop shirt? I'm not sure.
Could you imagine? I'd make that the cover page of African Football HQ. Mitrovic in a Senegal jersey.
I like to think it was Lookman's own initiative, but I'll try and ask someone at the club which way around it was.